Welcome, everybody, back to another installment of Stiglr for the Details. My name is Alan Dickerson, known in some wargaming circles as Stiglr, and we are going to continue our playthrough of Donau Front with the NATO initial ops phase. So without further ado, let's get right into it. When last we left, we had completed the Warsaw Pact half of the first Warsaw Pact operations of Game Turn 5, which did not see a whole heck of a lot of action. There was one troublesome artillery unit that was hanging around in this area here north of Regensburg that was finally cleared up. But other pockets remain on the flanks, notably this collection of West Germans here to the north and also here to the south. And the Czechs have moved a division up here next to Air Golding, but the line did not really shift to the west much. There was a nice piece of work here by the Warsaw Pact to basically overrun a weakened unit and move in to be adjacent to these support artillery units. But it still didn't do much to move or harry these French units, which are forming a line here. So NATO has a bunch of reinforcements coming on, notably a French 1st Armored Division here and a 15th Division here, and the first of some Canadian units here, the Royal Canadian 4th Armored Division. And they come in here at the usual entry point at 2801 with a variety of operations points ranging from full operations for these and 9 for these and only 4 for this trailing armored regiment. So without further ado, let's see where or what NATO is going to do. Let's start here in the north. Okay. There doesn't really seem to be much to do with these units. They're pretty much pocketed and are not going to be able to really punch their way out, though they could have a go at this helicopter unit and the air mobile and perhaps do some damage there. But even so, to do that, they would have to try to leave the zone of control of these Czech units that have gotten around them, and that's just not going to really be in the cards. That said, NATO has air superiority, and they still have 14 points that they could presumably use for the attack, but still, these units here have 8 and 8 defensive strength points against 2 and 3, so there's really not going to be much going on there. We've got a nice solid line here, made contact with the Czechs over here, but this is a pretty solid defensive position. I don't see shifting it any to improve it, other than, yeah, there's really not much to do to improve that position. Over here, looks okay, but maybe we can extend these oncoming French units to make this even more impregnable. And I think that's probably what we'll do. French look fairly strong in here, and the Warsaw Pact units are also starting to show some friction, with 3 friction points being common in this area, if not more. Okay. Well, let's look farther to the south here. We've managed to elongate our line all the way to the southern edge. I don't see any more German units coming up from the rear, but we've got French units aplenty, so we can probably move more units in here to strengthen this even more. Also, the Warsaw Pact started to move the 103rd Airborne down here, and in so doing, left a bit of a wedge there. So we might be able to go in here, retake this town, seeing as it's been left open, and maybe start a little bit of a salient in there. That looks like the thing to do. So let's start by bringing this unit in here. We will delete the control marker and replace it with a NATO control marker. Instead, move this unit in here. Okay. Really doesn't seem to be a good spot to put this unit that is not completely open. You're looking for at least one of these red dots, one of these towns, to forestall a mobile attack. But this unit has a 3 strength, whether it's mobile or not, so it doesn't really matter. Move them there. Now we've got some interlocking zones of control here. Got a Czech artillery unit that's kind of left on its own, which would defend with a strength of 1. But I can't really see pulling any units out of here to really go and try and smash it at all. Okay. Got nice artillery backstop here in this area, backstopping the line. This unit, okay, well, these Czech units are starting to show some wear. This is a fairly strong unit with a strength of 5 in a non-mobile setting, so I can't see them moving either. This all looks pretty solid. So let's start moving these French units down and see if we can really make this a tough nut to crack. Yeah, we could maybe start to seal this off here. Right. Okay, these are the mountain troops, and I guess we can kind of sprinkle them in liberally here. Let's add friction to this unit along the road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to occupy this town. Okay, let's start moving over in here. Give them friction. 1 along the road, 2.5, 3.5 on the access road, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. 7.5, 9.5, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. That's going to do for there. Finally, these units 1, 2, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, 9.5. Give them friction. The last of this third division, where's a good spot to put them? There's some artillery here, maybe in front of them. Let's move them down. Friction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to move through the unit already on the road. 8.5, 9. That looks like a good spot. More armor from the third moving down. Maybe set up even a secondary line here. But really, this freeway is really all important, so we really need to seal that up. So starting with this unit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That looks good. And then this unit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, they can stack 2 of these units. So why not? Right in behind there. And now the reinforcements. Let's figure out where they're going to go. Could send them there to be the end cap on this line, or we could send them to be the end cap here and put a hard second stop behind that line, or I don't think the Germans really need any help down here. So let's move up there. Okay, so start with the hard, crunchy units first. 2801 is here. 1, direction 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Get rid of its tail and move the rest of the units. Give them friction, and how shall we sort this out? Okay. 2 more armored units in behind, 1 artillery and 1 armored unit in behind there. The engineers, okay. 1, 2, 3. We'll move them there. The next ones have, let's move in our Canadian units here. They have 9 strength points. We'll give them friction. And, got some really nice units here. 1, 2. Let's move them through Munich and down to the southern flank. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And let's see, they can stack 2 there, and the rest in behind. Then these units also have 9. We'll use them maybe as a mobile reserve in this area. So let's move them with their 9 friction points, and move these first, put them in the head of the column. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the others behind them. Let's move the artillery in first. There we go. And finally, this armored unit with only 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right. Oh, right. That, I think, looks to be it for NATO movement. Not much else to do. So we're only 20 minutes in. Might as well go to the Warsaw Pact, second ops phase, and all right. Now we know that with this line here that's formed, this is about the limits of where Warsaw Pact can really hope to truly punch through. A lot of these units near the tip of the spear are fatigued, or they're fresh arrivals from the Czechs. They're not going to make a lot of headway on their own. So the next stage is clearly going to be introducing nukes um, if and when Warsaw Pact can wrest air superiority back. And for that to happen, they cannot be adjacent to any of the targets. So they're going to have to pull back from zones of control, and that's going to be a sure tip-off to the NATO player that's in the offing. So you wonder if NATO will simply push forward and maintain those zones of control. That being said, they've got to decide to do this. Starting from the north, we've got these units are in position, nothing's adjacent, and everything here in this area is sorely in need of rest. They're probably going to have to wait a couple more turns. So this would seem to be a unit to maybe back away from, but then it's probably going to advance. And this is an all-important freeway interchange and road, which really should be the point at which the Warsaw Pact are going to want to push forward into. So I don't know if they want to give this one up. They might have to try and punch through this unit, and across a river too, which is 4 columns to the left, unless they can get some engineers, which they actually happen to have handy here. So that might be a good spot. This might be a good spot to attempt to weaken. This unit is fresh and has a very good defensive strength of 4, and I keep forgetting that they're also in a wooded hex. Excuse me. So it's going to be really difficult to get any traction on this unit before the nukes come in. This unit, I believe that's a town hex, so they're probably not going anywhere either. Let's see, this, there are these artillery units here, which might be plum candidates to try and either force out of there or make them suffer some friction points. Artillery units have 5 friction points. A sixth one eliminates them. So, with West German doctrine being what it is, they will not retreat until they are at 4 friction points. So, seeing as they defend with a strength of 1, these are prime candidates to probably try and light into. However, these regiments have 3 friction points on them now. If they were to make attacks, they've got artillery in the back, which might come to their rescue. They've got air points, which might come to their rescue. So if EW doesn't work, it's not going to be a fun time. How best to do it? Warsaw Pact has how much EW left? 6. Might as well. Oh, actually, that's the first phase. They only used 2. They've got 8 for any remaining phases. So, yeah, it seems like they need to try and wear down these units, or perhaps try to move these French units back and isolate these further. This French unit is in woods itself, so it can't be mobile assaulted. No, I think they're probably best suited to attack these 2 artillery units and just see what happens. How best to do it? Let's see. These units here have 4 friction points, so they're not going to be in the attack. These have 3. These are your prime movers. There's also no way to cut these units off. They're going to be able to retreat some. All right. Well, it looks like they can launch 9-to-1 attacks on these units. I think both of them are in rough or flat woods, so that's the same column that you're using. Okay, they're going to have to use prepared attacks so that they can make use of the artillery, such as it is. And they're probably going to have to try to make use of chemicals in case artillery support from other quarters or air points are available to really mess up the odds. Okay. Let's start with this unit here. We will give them a friction point for conducting operations. So they're now up to 4. They will launch a prepared attack against this artillery unit. They will bring in whoops. Yeah, this unit will add 2 friction points, 1 for chemicals and 1 to add in its strength. So I'll move them to the top of the stack. And let's see, this is 18th Guard. Are there any other 18th Guard assets around? Not that have artillery. Okay, so that's what we've got. We've got 9 plus 4, 13 to 1, and 3 or 2. We're on game turn 5. 2 columns for chemicals. We will also use 1 EW to try to keep NATO from adding in any support. So EW attempt at 3226. And that die roll is a 2, so it is successful. That should be enough to put the hurt on them. So 9, 10, 13 to 1. Let's get our charts. They are in Broken Flat Woods, 13 to 1. They are on the max or the O column. It's a prepared attack. So let's see what we get. We roll a 6. Probably not the best result, but no, it's good. 04. So this unit is going to take 4, or have to offset 4 friction points. And I think they have to take all 4 because with West German doctrine, they cannot retreat until they are within 2 of being eliminated. And this is an artillery unit. They have 5, and then a 6 eliminates them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That worked pretty well. No cost to the Warsaw Pact player. That was 6 operations points, and now they can probably attempt to move that unit out of there. This is going to be risky. Okay, they're going to declare a second prepared assault. It's the same unit, but okay, we're going to go no. Hang on a second. A second assault against same unit. This time it's going to be a hasty attack at 9 to 1 starting odds. Okay, let's see. Do we have any helicopters we can bring in just to add some points? This unit here will add in its strength. There's a friction point. So that's 3 more. They cannot use chemicals. So 9. So we're at 12 to 1. Okay, hello support. Making it 12 to 1 initially. And now we're going to use an EW point. EW attempt, and that is also successful. 9, 10, 11, so it is 12-1. And 12-1 Broken Flat Woods. We're on the N column. And our result is a 3. And that is Broken Flat Woods, N column, Hasty 3 is a 0-4. Another good result. So they have to take 1. So that will move them to 5. And now they've got to retreat 3 hexes. 1, 2, they've got to use that freeway if they can. Then path of least resistance makes that there. That's 3. They will advance into that hex, but not go any further. They could follow it around here, but if they do, they will end up in the zone of control of one of these NATO units, which they don't. So that used 3 for a hasty attack. Oh, wait. This is the second ops phase, so you add 1 additional operations point to everything you do. So the prepared attack costs 7. The hasty attack costs 4, so that's 11. So they are, in fact, done. They won't be able to do anything else. Now moving over to this neighboring unit to see if they can do the same thing. So that's 10-1. Going to bring in the helicopters again. There's additional friction for them. For whatever reason, I'm not feeling as lucky with the chemical or with the electronic warfare result, so I'm going to add friction point to this unit to lob in chemicals for 2 column shifts no matter where we're at. So this unit has a 9 strength. This unit is in, oh, actually, I could try a mobile assault, and I think I will. So 10, and then the helicopters add 3, 13-1 in Broken Flat Woods. 13-1. Let's use EW to try and forestall help. EW attempt at 30-26, and that is not successful. So, what are we going to do? We're going to bring in a point here, and we're going to use 2 air points for a total of 5. So that's now 6. This is now 10, 13-6, which is only 2-1. Wow. That had quite the effect. So it is 2-1. with 2 column shifts for the chemicals. So we are on the F table. We said this was a mobile assault, which reduces the defender's result by 1. So whatever happens, it's not, nothing's going to happen to the attacker. Wow. Okay, so we're F column, mobile, prepared attack, and that's a 4. F column, prepared 4 is a 1-1. So 1-1 is the result. Defenders result reduced by 1 because of the mobile attack. So it becomes a 1-0. And that means we add 1, 2 friction points to this unit, and it goes absolutely nowhere. The helicopter unit also takes a friction point, and they're up to 4. So, get a little bit of a bloody nose there. Moving on, let's see what's going on here and whether we can reduce this unit. It is in a city, which really makes things tough. It's in a city and it's also fresh. All right, let's see what we can potentially mount. These 48th division units are relatively fresh. So let's see what they can mount. They can do a prepared multi-hex attack with all the fixins. And let's see if they can find another helicopter unit to maybe add in something else. I think most of the other helicopter units are over here. No, there's one. He's up to 2. Range 20. He can get there, but I don't know how effective that's going to be. All right, let's see what we've got. 10, 20, 30, 34. We've got the artillery unit, direct firing, 38. And we've got these fresh assets here. I think they moved in there. They should have 1 friction point. Okay, so we got 38 there. They could add in their strength once. 10, 20, 30, 38, 40, 42. So that's 47 to 5. So we start at 9 to 1. An additional friction point for gas, which will give me 2 columns. Okay, now, what kind of support could they get from elsewhere? Here's the nearest artillery unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are out of range. The rockets can't help because they are adjacent to an enemy unit. Moving over here, there's really no additional help for this unit other than air points. And yeah, adding to a 5 strength, air points are really going to factor in heavily. So they're going to try EW. EW attempt in 28, 27. This is obviously going to be a prepared multi-hex attack, so that's what we're committing to that. Let me see about the helicopters. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 there within range. We're going to give them a friction point. 3 there. This unit will take 2 friction points. This unit will only take 1. These units will take 1 friction point just for conducting operations. Okay, so there's that. They're committed to the attack. Now EW attempt is successful. All right, so let's tote it up again. 10, 20. Oh, wait a minute. It's possible that this unit... No. They should have an additional friction point. Oh, okay. I unflipped those units. Kind of fat-fingered that. That's what I did. Okay, these units have expended. Okay. 10, 20, 30, 38, 43, 47, and 3 for the helicopters. 50. So 10 to 1 and 2 column shifts in a city. 10 to 1, 2 column shifts were on the K column. So this is a K column attack on 28, 26. And it is prepared multi-hex. And hang on, because we've got 3 additional hexes that the attack is coming from, that's going to put us onto the L column. So we're at the max column. All right, let's see what we get. A 4 L column for the city, prepared. 4 is up. 0, 3. And the NATO unit has to soak up all 3. 3. And all of those units are now done. And because that took 7 operations points, only 1 unit would be able to press on again. And at 10 to 5, that's starting at 2 to 1 against the city. No, that's just not going to happen. Okay, this unit here can't move, but it can expend operations points, so it can make a mobile attack if it wanted to at 12 to 3. That'd be 4 to 1 in the open. 4-1 in the open is the G column, but even for prepared, the attacker takes an adverse result half of the time. No, it's just not even worth it. Certainly, we're not going to be taking any towns over here with the Czechs. Do we want to perhaps launch one attack against this unit with... not with these units. They've already got 2 friction points. Down here, this might be worth something. It's a unit out in the open. We could try a prepared multi-hex attack against it with five. Oh, wait. Prepared multi-hex, and we could make it mobile. This would give them a higher strength. Oh, excuse me, I got a sneeze coming on. Okay, let's go back to this. See what we got. 4, 7, 10, 14, 17. Help from the artillery, 21-3, which is 7-1 in the open. That actually looks good. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to commit to these 3 units, and we could use that too. These 3 units, all these taking 1 friction point. This artillery will use its strength. This artillery will simply lob in chemicals for a 2-column shift. Okay, so let's tote it up again. 4, 7, 10, 14, 17, 21-3, 7-1, and 2-column shifts. Let's go for the EW. And what kind of attack is it going to be? It's going to be a prepared. It's got to be prepared. Prepared. Prepared mobile attack. Okay. Prepared multi-X mobile attack against 14-32, 7-1 in the open to start. EW attempt is again successful. So it's going to be nice. Flat, 7-1, prepared with 2-column shifts for the chemicals and 2-column shifts for the additional hexes. We are on the N column. And we roll a 4, which on the N column for a prepared attack is 0-4. That'll be enough to kill that unit. So let's see how this has 5 to kill it, and it's at 2. So 1, 2, the third one eliminates it. 3, And these units can advance and then go, one stack can go 1 hex more. All other units are going to be done for the turn. Let's go. This unit will advance. This unit will not. And that's 7 operations points. To go in there, then 9 to come back out. 11 to get here. And that's as far as they're going to go. Actually, that's what's going to happen. This unit is going to go here. Oh, no, they didn't move in the first phase, so they can't move. They can only expend operations points in attack. So there's that. I don't see reducing this unit much. All right. Now let's move this division up. Let's undo that. Stop fat fingering things here. These will gain an additional friction point. And let's see how far they can get. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That is an access road. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. The artillery, 2, 4, or 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's all for that one. Moving down here, this division. One more friction point, and 3, 6, 6, 6.5, 7.5, 8.5, 11.5. That's it. Okay, they move up. Did I have any more reinforcements down here? Let me zoom out a little bit. Yes, these artillery assets. Hmm. 3, 6, 8, 10. That's as far as they're going to be able to go. The access road. Okay. And over here, I think they've moved far enough. We're not gonna back away from these units. Gonna have to be eliminated the hard way. I think that's gonna do it for the second Warsaw Pact. Ops phase complete. Now we go to NATO ops phase. And I've been remiss that I haven't been keeping up with my bridge demolition attempts, and that's been to my disadvantage. So let's try and do those long range attempts here. See if we need a 6 basically. That failed. Try that one again. That failed. Excuse me. These two were successfully blown. These were as well. Let's try here. 6. Oh, that one worked. Okay, bridge blown. That road is blown. Let's go over here. These were already blown. This was not blown. Might as well try here. 6. That worked. Try there. 5. That one failed. Let's try that one there. 3. That failed. Okay. Nice try there. All right. Let's solidify our lines even more if we can and figure out whether or not we're going to attempt to move forward to forestall any nuclear shenanigans. Don't want to move out of this city. actually, this unit will move out there. This unit will move in and pin the checks. We still have zone of control line here. It looks pretty good. Oh, wait. No, they did not move in the first ops phase, so they can't move now. So really, only the reinforcements can move. So that's going to make things real quick. They'll use an additional movement point or operations points. 4, 8, 12. Might be able to tie down some additional check units. Here we pretty much don't really need it yet. Certainly no place to launch an attack from. No opportunities to maybe wipe out a weak check unit, but really no NATO unit really has a decent attack strength. They would need an entire division to take on one of these Soviet regiments on the attack. Yeah, that's going to do it. So, were there any? Yeah, the Canadians. Let's give them additional friction and move them down the road. 3, 6, 9, 12 to the airbase. And that's it. So we got NATO second ops phase completed. Now we go to Warsaw Pact third ops phase. I don't think there's going to be a lot going on. In fact, I'm dead sure of it. The only question is whether or not we want to bring up these artillery assets and this reinforcement division further at the cost of operations points. They're at 2 now. Tempting. Because they're on the Autobahn, so each of those hexes will cost 1. Yeah, it's worth it. Lead unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and up the freeway they go. Select a lot of them. Send the tail away. Let's see, these units Boy, they're really not going to get far enough to. Yeah, these units are not really going to be able to get far enough to warrant the expenditure. So that's it for the Warsaw Pact third ops phase completed. NATO passes. Warsaw Pact passes. And hello, hexes and soldiers. How's it going? And that is the end of turn 5. All right. Well, you got here just in time to see me wrap up. I'm about done with game turn 5, and we've got pretty much a solidifying NATO line here with French and German units in a strong position with artillery backstopping. And over here in the north, we also have a second line of good stalwart units too. Down here, we have the same with German units here pinning down the Czech divisions, although some Warsaw Pact divisions are arriving to carry their fight forward if they can. And the specter of tactical nuclear warfare looms should the Warsaw Pact regain air superiority. So that's where we are at the end of the turn. And I'm going to call it here. And thank you for joining me. And we'll see you on the next Stiglr for the details. I've been Stiglr, and we'll see you next time.